Good morning. I'm Elizabeth Prodromou, and I'm a faculty member at the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, where I direct the Initiative on Religion, Law, and Diplomacy. And it's a pleasure to be welcoming you to a 5-part series called Cultural Heritage in Crisis, a conversation series. This is a collaborative undertaking with the Initiative on Religion, Law, and Diplomacy at the Fletcher School, as well as the Foreign Affairs Institute in Greece, and also with the European Communication Institute in Greece. Our organizing committee, myself, Mr. Loukas Katsonis, the president of the Foreign Affairs Institute, and Reverend Dr. Aristarchos Grekas from the European Communication Institute, took this moment of a historical inflection point, namely the COVID-19 pandemic, to bring together a global group of scholars, policymakers, and practitioners to reflect on the importance of cultural and religious heritage as world heritage, and to think about questions of solidarity and universality when it comes to cultural heritage as a source of learning, as a source of comfort, and as a source of potential reconciliation and peace building and solidarity within the context of the same kind of issues that we're all thinking about now at the time of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we welcome you to the series, and I turn it over now to Mr. Katsonis, who will speak a bit about the program as well.
Thank you, Dr. Prodromou. So we managed to find 5 online conversations. The first of this series was about why does cultural heritage matter for humanity? And the participants are Dr. Bonnie Doherty from Harvard Law School, who is specialized in world heritage and armed conflict, and Dr. Marios Notas, head of the European Communications Institute based in Athens, Greece. Moderator is Dr. Elizabeth Prodromou from Tuft University. The second conversation is about public-private partnerships, social impact investing, and cultural heritage preservation. And the participants are Mrs. Clay Wallace-Aramian from Culturelytics, Haris Siampanis, CEO of Benaki Museum in Greece, and Dr. Stefanos Valianatos, Director for International Relations at the Hellenic Foundation for Culture. Moderator is me. The third is about religious cooperation and cultural heritage sustainability. The participants are His Eminence Archbishop Elpidophoros of America, Mrs. Tess Davis, the Executive Director of Antiquities Coalition, and Mazen Karam, the CEO of Bethlehem Development Foundation. Also, Mr. Konstantinos Vlasis, Deputy Minister of the Hellenic Ministry of Foreign Affairs, will give us his new views in a recorded video message, and as also will do Dr. Athanasios Dimopoulos, Rector of the National and Kapodistrian University of Athens. Moderator is Dr. Elizabeth Prodromou from Tuft University. The fourth conversation is about cultural heritage and diplomacy. We have with us Professor of the International Relations at the Kadir Has University of Turkey, Dr. Dimitri Triantafilou, and Dr. Tim Winters, Professor of Cultural Heritage Studies in University of Western Australia. Moderator again is me. The fifth and last conversation is about exemplary cases of cultural heritage protection. The participants are Dr. Christina Maransi from Tuft University, Professor of Armenian Art and Architecture, Dr. Tonia Moropoulou, Professor of Material Sciences and Engineering at the National Technical University of Athens, and Dr. Eric Williams, Curator of Religion at the Smithsonian National Museum of African Arts. Moderator is Dr. Elizabeth Prodromou from Tufts University. So having said all that, I'm giving the floor to the member of the organizing committee of the series, the Archimandrite Dr. Aristarchos Grekas, Assistant Professor of Theology at the National and Kapodistrian University of Athens, for a few words on this subject. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Elizabeth and Prodromou and Mr. Loukas Katsonis. Religion includes tangible culture, such as buildings, places of worship, holy books, artwork, as well as intangible culture, such as folklore, religious traditions, worship tradition, and spirituality. In the contemporary world, religious cooperation, academics, and experts could play a key role in protecting cultural heritage and creating an environment of reconciliation, security, and sustainability. Religious heritage is a humanistic capital which could be a base for dialogue and peaceful coexistence. The current global crisis has many complex components, and religion is entwined within cultural heritage. As a member of organizing committee, I wish for a fruitful and inspirational conversation series that show us approach of cultural heritage in crisis by experts. Thank you.
Thank you to the whole organizing committee, and thank you to the viewing audience. We hope you'll watch all 5 conversations, or that you may choose the one that is most interesting for your own professional and intellectual purposes. At the end of the day, you'll see that we've assembled an extraordinary group, an incredibly diverse group when it comes to the question of cultural heritage, and we'll see that it's of planetary importance, but also of local importance. So the local and global connections and stakeholders that are so important in addressing the current COVID-19 pandemic are the same kind of local and global collaborators that we hope to bring together when it comes to protection and sustainability of cultural heritage and the living communities that go with those locally and globally. Thank you very much.